spiel that I give people before delivering this poem is that we all know about global warming and environmental pollution and the damage and the sustainability of the planet. But why is it that some of the big businesses just keep on going ahead doing all of that when it's obvious that there's so much wreckage coming our way? And it occurred to me that maybe they think they're different from the rest of the people, as in, if this planet goes down the tube, they will actually have money, and so they will be taken care of, and it's the poor people that will suffer. But if the system really does go down, suddenly the money in their hands will turn to dust and vanish. It won't be worth anything, because we'll be in a situation where the farmers are just living off their own food and protecting it from other people, and there will be diseases everywhere, and people are just looking for fresh water and a bit of food, and what use are golden arcs in that environment? So that was the main message. The hooves they drummed a devil's tattoo upon the woodland path. The mechanical horse, it was angel white and never had had a sin in its mind. The rider, he was the admired man, and he saw no end to his sight. He was the captain of industry. With bags of leaves golden he ripped from the trees as he kicked his horse to ride on, to the rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm of hooves. But the weather clerk stepped across his path. Stop, he said, look around. Your riding, it whips the winds and strips the trees. It shifts the rains and lifts the seas. Slow down, he said, or change course. But I cannot risk that I'll be overtaken, the rider, he said to the clerk. There are other riders chasing me, and I built this horse for riding, said he. So get out of my way, I ride on. To the rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm of hooves, the gathering of leaves and the rhythm of hooves. But then 1 mile on, people cluttered his path, crying, we've seen the darkening skies. Hook back some leaves onto the trees to catch the winds that bring disease and rot the fish in the waters. But the rider, he just rode on. To the rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm of hooves, the gathering of leaves and the rhythm of hooves. But then the air turned dark and the rain poured down and the horse it broke and stumbled and fell. Deep into the mud it stumbled and fell. With the rider it stumbled and fell. And then the rider saw his daughter and called out to her in the panicking crowds, my daughter, come and see. I have the leaves to buy an ark to sail the seas when the waters rise. Though others perish, we will survive. But as he reached his hand into his bag, those leaves crumbled to dust and blew away. Up to the storm they blew away, so strangely from his hand away, up to the dark skies they blew away. Oh, father, said the daughter, your leaves, they have no magic now, as nobody will trade them. The farmer, he gives his food to men-at-arms to keep off the jackals of jagged towns that come running through the ragged woods, since the rats overran the granaries from the flagstones to the rafters when the miller's children all fell sick in the squalid dereliction. And where's the doctor? He's fled to higher grounds to drink the virgin rains, because poison rivers run overland through eye sockets and open mouths of people fallen in burning famine upon the putrid earth. And this is not how it was meant to be. That our once green earth should rot to black like this, and children walk the rain, knowing war and fear and pain. It is a dark time, it's a dark time for humankind. And you, Father, you led in the other horsemen, riding, riding, to the rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm of hooves, riding, riding on your white horse. I wrote that piece a couple of years back now. What I was doing was just sitting down enjoying writing, writing about riding through woodland. I wanted it to be otherworldly, quite trippy in feel. I didn't really know where it was going, and I just wanted to give it a strange flavour. So then I had the rider grabbing these leaves, and these leaves were golden, and then suddenly I had the idea that this could all be a metaphor for something, and it could be constant and driven, a rider who couldn't stop just gathering leaves, gathering money. And so then that's when I knew exactly where the poem was going, and structured it as a poem and just had to fit all the rest in, to fit that kind of like dark futuristic imagery. And I'd long wanted to talk about like people's stupidity and selfishness in the face of such obvious problems like pollution and global warming, that I didn't want to do it directly, I wanted to do it tangentially. So when I came across this, I thought, this is how I want to work it up. And lots of people have come back to me and said that it reminds them of Poe's Raven or The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes. And it's kind of like a fusion of those two in a way. I've always liked the fluid writing style of both of them. So it's got something of that feel in it as well. And when I do perform this on stage, I usually give some kind of introduction and political chat beforehand, and then during the actual poem, I invite people to close their eyes just to get all the rolling imagery going, just to listen to it and generate the imagery in their own mind. Because someone suggested this to me once after hearing it, saying that it was so visual. So then I often try this on audiences, and about like 2/3 will actually go and close their eyes, and then a third will kind of squint at you a bit. But those that do say that they like the kind of like dissociation aspect to having it more hypnotic like that, closing eyes and just listening and just letting the imagery go.